Good morning. Hey guys, what's going on? Angela Marie, founder of Find Your Purpose and Shine. It's been one of those mornings. So all I'm going to say is I'm just asking for prayer. That's all I'm going to say. So if you could please pray, that would be awesome. I know it is 9:47 right now, and we are scheduled for 8 a.m. Also, okay, it looks like it's live now. And we are scheduled for 8 a.m. Okay, now I'm hearing myself. All right. So, all right. So now we're good. All right. So, what I'm going to do this morning, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to play a song, kind of give time for people to hop on. And most of you have probably heard of it. Give some time for people to hop on, and then we'll get started. All right. Give me just a second. And we'll give some time for people to hop on.
Maybe you're not like me, maybe we don't agree. Maybe that doesn't mean we gotta be enemies. Maybe we just get brave, take a big leap of faith. Call a truce so me and you can find a better way. Let's take some time, open our eyes, look and listen. Yeah. And we're gonna find we're more alike than we are different. Yeah. Does kindness seem revolutionary? When did we make it so ordinary? Around the scriptures, so lost with God help us get revolutionary. Revolutionary. Let's get I'm turning the TV down, drowning their voices out, cause I believe that you and me can find some common ground. See, maybe I'm not like you, but I walk a mile in your shoes. If it means I might see the world the way you do. Let's take some time, open our eyes, look and listen. We're gonna find we're more alike than we are different. Does kindness seem revolutionary? When did we make it so ordinary? Just don't love. God help us get revolutionary. Revolutionary. Yes, revolutionary. What would Jesus do? He would love first. He would love first. What would Jesus do? He would love first. Yeah, he would love first. So we should love first. Just kindness, revolutionary. When did we make it so ordinary? Just love, God help us get revolutionary. 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 God help us get revolutionary. So this kind of goes through what you focus on is what flourishes, and that is what we've been focusing on for 14 months now, right? Is all of the hate and all of the masking and the vaccines, and what you focus on flourishes, regardless of what it is, whether it's your own personal stuff that you're focusing on, whether it's all what's going on out there in our nation and in the world.
And the reality is that when we focus on something, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it ends up just blowing up into this huge, big deal. Why? Because we focused on it, right? And we are all guilty of this. All of us are guilty of this. One person is not left out, right? Every single one of us. So good morning if you're just joining me. Angela Marie, I am founder of findyourpurposeandshine.com. I'm a transformation coach, and I started this morning show back in March of 2020 with Where Did All the Toilet Paper Go? And it was a hit. It was funny. Actually, I did it with one of my old friend of mine, and just started streaming live every Wednesday morning at 8:45. I am going to ask you guys for prayers. Typically, I do stream now Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning at 8 a.m. Been trying to play around with times and days and things like that, and it's been a bit rough. I'm going to be honest with you, really since probably about 2 months ago. It's been rough trying to remain consistent and with things going on. And I had health issues actually a while back, ended up in the hospital, for those of you who know that or don't know that. But anyway, so I'm doing my best. I am here, and I will deliver a message as consistently as I possibly can. So right now it is late, but I am determined. I was determined to get on here because I do have a sponsor that, definitely depends on me to share their information and get the word out. So that I'm accountable to. But let's go back to the content, because what is it? Good morning, everyone. And so I can't see anybody hopping on here. Like I also said before, I think part of my frustration is the shadow banning that's happening too, because I was in over the thousands every single show that it would hit. So it's been a little bit rough. So if you guys could share, that would be amazing. I did have Rachel on with me on Wednesday. My co-host that I had for about 6 months. She was on Wednesday. She is running for school board. So I do want to let you guys know. I do want to let you guys know that that she is running for school board for I believe it's East Penn. Hopefully she can correct me. It's in the Lehigh Valley or Lehigh County, I believe. Hopefully she is on. She can correct me on that. Anyway, so if you could do that, that would be amazing to support her and to spread the word. That would be awesome. She is a write-in candidate. But yeah, she was on promoting herself on Wednesday. You can actually go back and watch the show from Wednesday too, here on Facebook and on YouTube. So getting back to the topic, whatever you focus on flourishes. Okay. The reality is that it's been 14 months, right? And we have focused on what is going on in our world, what is going on in our nation, what is going on in our families, right? What's going on with our businesses, with our careers, with our jobs, things like that, in our relationships with our kids, with our spouses or partners or what have you, right? Things have literally blown up in our faces, and this is where we're at. But if we continue to focus on that, we are going to continue to get more of it, more of the stress, more of the trauma, more of, now again, let me go back. There are certain times when, we have to focus on it, right? In order to fight, in order to fight for freedom, and in order to do what we need to do to get the right people in office, correct? But we can't allow our life to revolve around it, where we're living and breathing it, right? And that is, what are you, and Pastor Mike actually brought up a really good point, was what are you dwelling on, right? Because whatever you are dwelling on is going to take over your life, over your mind. Okay. And is it good or bad? And that's where we need to really take control of our mindset. What is lying below the surface and inner subconscious that is holding us back from achieving the life that we dreamed of, from achieving the life that we want? I look at Facebook and I'm scrolling through, and all I see is everything about masks and the vaccines and what is Biden doing. And, I don't, it's crazy to me. And we are so caught up and we are so consumed that we can't even live the life that God called us to live. Right? And again, I'm guilty of it, myself included. I've done this and I still do it and I still struggle with it. But I catch myself and go, you know what? And people around me know this. I have said, good morning, Jim. Good morning, Dar. I have said that, listen, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm done. And in the last couple of days, what has it been about gas, right? Gas shortages, gas prices. What do you think is really going on? And that is my question to you. Are we so caught up and so focused on people are filling their gas cans, right? And lining them up. They're getting bins and trash bags and all of these things. And why are we so caught up and why are we so focused on it? It's okay to be like, wow, this is ridiculous. And you spend a couple of minutes on it, but then move on, right? It's okay to talk about it, but then we have to move on. And you are absolutely right, Jim. It is a distraction. It is a distraction. And that's exactly what I was getting at. Exactly what I was getting at. It's all distraction. What can we do to distract the people? It is not a gas shortage, friends. It's not. Listen, it's hysterical. I go out there and I'm like, all these gas stations are wide open, like the Sheetz and the Wawa and the Redners. If you're on the East Coast, you understand those those gas stations, okay? And the Exxons and the Sunocos and all of these places. And I'm like, there's only a few cars there. It's mind blowing. Remember the cash shortage that we went through? You remember that? Was it really a shortage? No. No. Everything is a smokescreen. Everything is a distraction. The toilet paper, was it really a shortage? It looked like it because they weren't stocking. How about they weren't delivering it to make you think there was a toilet paper shortage, or to make you think that there was a meat shortage or a hand sanitizer shortage? We live in a country that we have everything at our fingertips. We have all of the resources, right? Distract us from the government trying to make us a communist country. New world order at work. It's government blowing smoke up our asses. Yes, it is. It really is. And it's time that we, the people, become full of wisdom and full of knowledge and stop panicking and start focusing on yourself and your family and your career. And it's funny, what I'm finding too is that when I post something, it automatically, I don't know if you guys found this or if you even post anything that isn't about this stuff, but there are times I'll post something because I'm a transformation coach, okay? And I'm, really working hard to like get the message out there, get the word out there that this is what I do. I help people get over their fears, find their confidence, and thrive in every area of their life. I have a one-on-one coaching program. Most people don't realize that anymore. I feel like that's gone throughout the wayside as far as on Facebook, right? I also became an author, wrote my own book. My speaking career was just about to take off before COVID hit, right? Or should I say before the BS hit, right? So these are all, and I've been, out there and speaking. Like I speak at an event tomorrow at the Freedom and Liberty Fest in Lebanon County. So I would love to see you there, by the way. At 1:30, I go on to speak. There's several speakers that will be speaking there. I know State Representative Russ Diamond will be there. Frank Ryan, State Rep Frank Ryan. Also, let me think. Myself, Dave Galowski, Tabitha and Rachel from Free PA, and our big time speaker will be Kathy Barnett, who is running for U.S. Senate. So those are the speakers. That's a speaker lineup tomorrow. I don't know if I'm in that order. I probably am way out of order with that. But it is tomorrow in Lebanon County. Would love to see you there. It's on my page. If you need more information, I can also send it to you. It's also all over the Facebook group, Opening Businesses Defying the Governor. It is in there. If you are a part of that group, you can find it. Dave Galowski and myself, and I believe a couple other people even shared it in there as well. But anyway, my point is that I never thought that I'd be speaking on this, right? I want to go back to my passion and speaking on mindset. And again, whatever you focus on flourishes. So if we are so caught up in what's going on out there in our nation and in the world, and we focus on it, it can lead to so many more health issues, guys. That stress and that anxiety level, it continues to creep up, right? We focus on something that stresses us out and gives us anxiety. We're going to get more stress and more anxiety, right? So, if you're focusing on, maybe losing relationships or friendships that you've had, right? Then you're going to get more of stress and anxiety, right? Everything that you focus on will flourish 100% of the time. So it's important that you are mindful as to what is it that you're focusing on, right? One thing that I've learned is that we have 60,000 thoughts that go through our head at a time. Or no, on a daily basis, on a daily basis. 60,000 thoughts that go through our brains on a daily basis. That's a lot of thoughts, right? But what I do know is that there's always a main focus or a main few things that we focus on that we are conscious of, right? And so the way to do that, just so you guys know, is gratitude. Writing in a journal everything that you're thankful for. So when you wake up in the morning, you get right to, maybe if you have a morning cup of coffee or your tea or whatever your routine is, that you sit down at the table. And even if it isn't, I really encourage you and I challenge you to get out a journal or some kind of tablet or go buy one at the dollar store, right? I don't have mine in front of me right now. Mine's in my office upstairs. But what I encourage you guys to do is get this journal and write down everything that you're thankful for. Everything, right? We have a reason to be thankful for. We have so many reasons to be thankful, right? But we don't think about that. We focus on the negative because we're human. And that's where our brains go automatically when we don't sit down and write down everything that you're thankful for. So when you write it down, it's I am thankful for another beautiful day that I get to breathe. You can write that down. I am thankful for my kids and my family. I am thankful for my finances growing in abundance. I am thankful for, right? So keep going with that. I am thankful, right, for our Savior, Jesus. Listen, and then get specific. There's a lot of things that you can get specific on. I am thankful for, and then get really specific on it. You can write down what you're thankful for in advance and what you want to see happen. The reason why we have gotten to a place where we've gotten is we focused, all of us focused on all of the crap that was going on, right? And we were being negative about it and scared and nervous that everything else blew up. Good morning, Gil. I'm always thankful for good health. Yeah. I am thankful for being healthy. Right? So always write that down. And a lot of people think, oh, well, that doesn't really do anything. It does. It does when you do anything on a consistent basis. Whatever you do consistently will flourish. Consistency is important. If you are not consistent, things start to fall by the wayside. And again, I'm guilty of this, right? Because why? Because we're human. We make mistakes. But as long as we pick ourselves up, we dust ourselves off, and we move forward, and we continue to move in a forward moving direction, then that is an accomplishment. You know, when I told you guys earlier in the show, please pray for me, okay? Because I've had a lot of ups and downs and making sure that I can remain consistent with this morning show, okay? I'm not going to go into detail. I'm just not. It's been a couple of months, and it's been a bit of a struggle, okay? But I am asking for your prayers, please. Please, please, please just pray. I'm not going to get into specifics. But I can tell you that I struggled. Do I just whatever this morning? No, I was like, nope, I need to get on here. I am held accountable. I need to get on here. I need to share. First of all, I can tell you part of my reason is the fact that this shadow banning has gotten so bad that there's only a few of you that follow my stuff actually see this live stream. And that's a fact. And that isn't the way it used to be. So that's part of my struggle. Like, what's the use, right? Things like that. So please make sure that it's that unmotivated spirit, right? That just wants to go, whatever, it doesn't matter anyway, right? But again, whatever you focus on flourishes. And that's just a little tad bit of information. Like, there's a lot going on as to why I need prayer. Okay. A lot. But it's whatever. We all need prayer, right? Just like on Wednesday, we had asked, Rachel and I had asked for prayer requests, and then at the end we prayed over everyone that asked for prayer, and even the unspoken ones, because we have to pray for each other. We have to continue to lift each other up. But again, think about this. If we were to all focus on the word, right? On God's word, what would flourish in our lives? And I'm not talking about reading it and then doing the exact opposite. I'm talking about reading it, becoming it, dwelling in it, focusing in on it, that it leads you through the rest of the day. And this is another reason why we have to make sure that we write down everything that we're thankful for on a daily basis, right? So that is the way we have to look at it, right? All right. So speaking of sponsors, this is why I'm held accountable for sure. I love small businesses, you guys. It is in my inner core. My heart bleeds. My heart goes out to them, because the reality is that most people didn't realize that even the ones that had a small business at home got affected. Most people did, especially if you were just starting like a new chapter in your life, and you were just getting going, and you had an incredible year, and you were like, okay, this is going really good. And then you get sideswiped. Small businesses are what stimulate our economy. Okay. And I'll tell you that I got hit hard, real hard. And most people didn't even look at people that have businesses out of their homes. Right. But the reality is that we have to go around. We must continue to support small businesses, no matter what that looks like, whether they have them in their homes and they're online, whether they are small businesses that are out on, the main roadways, whatever it is. I know that I have been an advocate about supporting small businesses during this time more than ever before. But listen, so many people, they get so caught up in home improvement and things that they need to do, and they go right to Lowe's and Home Depot, right? Those really big corporate, right? Places, right? Well, listen, All Metal Roofing Specialist, you guys, if you need anything for roofing and siding, especially if you want a high quality product that will save you up to 40% off of your energy bills. You can save money on your homeowner's insurance. You can increase the value of your home, right? 2 to 3 times longer that this siding and roofing will last than traditional roofing and siding. So you're getting a high quality product. You're getting immaculate service from Lisa and Neil. They lead with God first, family second, and business last. And the reality is they do it God's way. Okay. Always putting God first and then family and then work, right? And that's why they flourish so much. Contact Lisa and Neil at 717-933-7044. 717-933-7044. You can set up a free consultation and they will come out to your home and be able to give you a free estimate. You can also go to their website at allmetalroofs.com, check it out, or you can go to their showroom located in Berks County, Pennsylvania in Womelsdorf. And you can actually check out their showroom as well. And you don't have to worry about wearing a mask, okay? That's the cool thing about them as well is that, they're totally over it, all right? And have been for a very long time. So thank you so much to Lisa and Neil. Shout out to both to you guys for sponsoring and for getting your business out there, because the reality is that small businesses, there's nothing like them. So thank you so much, you guys. And thank you for those of you who are watching, who stayed with me for that. I also want to give a shout out to please take a screenshot of it, send it to friends and family, get the word out about sorry about that. Get the word out about oh my goodness, about All Metal Roofing. Okay. Promote them as much as you can. If you know someone, if someone that knows someone, you guys can promote it on your Facebook pages, right? Even if you don't personally need to utilize them, I guarantee you know somebody that does. That's so funny. Yeah. Awesome, Dar. She just said, "Ooh, girl, you just hit me in between the eyes. What you focus on flourishes. I accept the correction and will intentionally apply." Awesome. So again, we need to be reminded, right? We need to be reminded. Sometimes we just need to get kicked in the butt, right? And just be reminded. And that is constructive criticism is really important, friends. I can tell you that I can handle constructive criticism. It's the consistent criticism that I don't do well with. And I don't think many people do. And a lot of times we do get like that, even with the people that we're closest to, because we get so frustrated. But the reality is that we have to focus on, okay, well, these are the things that this person does right. And then we can focus on, well, these are the things that need to be worked on, right? If you are, what is that? If you're ripe, you're rotten. If you're green, you're growing. It's a saying. If you're ripe, you're rotten. If you're green, you're growing. So let me ask you a question. Are you completely ripened and just where you literally are mentally blocked from growing? Either subconsciously or consciously on a conscious level. Subconsciously, you have no idea what you're thinking on the subconscious level. That's why it's the subconscious. It lies below the surface. And until it becomes a part of our conscious minds, we aren't aware of it. Right? We learned constructive criticism in my high school creative writing classes. Good morning, Amanda. Yeah, that's good. Most people don't learn what constructive criticism really is. That correction needs to be on a daily basis with every single human on the planet, and it doesn't matter who you are. And I don't care if you're someone that's making $1 million a year or millions of dollars, you're a millionaire, or if you're someone making 30 or 40 or 50 or $60,000 a year, or maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and maybe that's what you do. If you're a homeschooling mom and your husband works, it doesn't matter the income. It doesn't matter what your finances say about you. Okay. We get so caught up in, oh my goodness, this person makes so much money and they have all this stuff. How about we just stop? Listen, I am the first person to tell you that investing is important, right? To build a legacy for your family and for your kids. Because beyond being a coach, I'm also an investor, and I can show you how to turn your money into. How many of you make $10 a day in your savings account? How many of you want to learn how you can make $10 a day on the money you already have? Or $20 a day, or 30 or 40 or 50 or $100 a day making money? You can do that by being a wise investor. It actually talks about that in the Bible, the parable of the talents. Okay. But it's not everything. When I tell you this, is that we get so caught up in the stuff, in the mundane, in the in all of that, right? It's what we focus on. We focus on, will they have it better? And then we compare ourselves to what somebody else has more than us. Well, that guy's a millionaire. Okay. I can tell you, happiness comes from within. But we also must be wise with our money, but we shouldn't allow it to rule our lives. Once again, it's being mindful of what we focus on. Speaking of, I'm going to move forward to the daily devotion today because we're going to focus on that right now. Right now. Wants me to rate the Bible app. Hang on. Okay. How do you respond to circumstances beyond your control? Pause and think about how you naturally react to hard situations, then begin today's story. I'm going to read that again because remember, we just talked about what you focus on flourishes, right? How do you respond to circumstances beyond your control? Pause and think about how you naturally react to hard situations and then begin today's story. So, how are we responding? How are we reacting? Are we responding or are we reacting? They're two totally different things, right? All right. Through the fig tree does not bud, and there are no grapes on the vines. Though the olive crop fails and the fields produce no food, though there are no sheep in the pen and no cattle in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will be joyful in God, my Savior. Okay. Hang on a minute.
Hi, friend.
Oh, my goodness. Hold on a minute, guys. My volume was way up. All right. Marked by joy. So Shore was the prophet. Okay, you are good at this. Is why I didn't read this because I don't know how to pronounce it. So if anybody knows how to pronounce it, you can help me. I've always been Habakkuk. I've always been really bad about pronouncing that, and I always mess it up. So anyway, thank goodness God doesn't judge us on messing up how we pronounce things, right? About the merciful intentions of God, that the book ends not with the prophet crying his eyes out, as he was doing in the beginning of the book, but with him singing joyful praise to God. Verse 18, he is not alone. Go back as far as you can in the pre-recorded history, back to the dawn of the universe, and then you'll find joy. The creation is characterized by celebration. Job 38, 6, 7, and Proverbs 8, 22 to 31. Turning to the time of the New Testament, Christ is characterized by joy. John 8, 29, 15, and 11. So you can refer back to that. In the parable of the lost son, heaven in the present is characterized by joy, feasting, music, and dancing. Luke 15, 11, 32. Finally, looking forward to the future, John shows us a picture of heaven. Revelation 19, 6 to 9. It will be a feast where the people shout, "Let us celebrate, let us rejoice. Let us give him the glory." Verse 7. The story of faith begins and ends in joy, and in between there is joy. Joy permeated Paul's life, even in the place where you would have least expected it, in prison. See the book of Philippians. For more than 20 centuries, Christians have been exhibiting joy. There have been said, even moros, Christians to be sure, but the ones who have inspired us have been marked by joy. In fact, when the Roman Catholic Church looked for reasons to canonize a Christian as a saint, one of the standard qualifications was the evidence of hilaritas, a Latin word that means cheerfulness, good humor, joyfulness, merriment. In other words, they had to be joyful people, capable of laughing, praising, and celebrating, which is one thing that rackled the Pharisees about Jesus. Matthew 11, 16 to 19. Also see Luke 15, 1 to 3, 31 to 32. Listen, this is a lot of Bible verses to refer on, right? Jesus was certainly a man of sorrows, able to enter into real grief, but he was also a man of joy. Compare John 11, 1 through 35 with 2, 1 to 11. Paul, Jesus, Habakkuk, anyone who gets in touch with God gets in touch with joy. All true joy is divertative. It doesn't originate from the world. It doesn't originate from us. It originates from him. And when we get close to him, it rubs off. How much evidence of joy is in your life? Are you joyful, capable of laughing, praising, and celebrating all that God has done for you? So let's say our prayer today. It says, God, when we face situations beyond my control, help me to choose joy and hope. Fill me with a sense of your presence that is greater than any of my present difficulties. No matter what I go through, I will rejoice because you are my Savior and my strength comes from you. In Jesus' name, amen. I will rejoice in the Lord. I will take joy in God of my salvation. Habakkuk 3:18. So this is, again, going back to what we focus on, flourishes. So focusing on joy, not the things of this world, right? So I know, Amanda, you're saying I actually learned about the parable of the talents is actually about our spiritual gifts, healing, prophecy, wisdom, mercy, etc. in my Soul Women's group. I know what you're saying, but that is not what I learned actually, even through a couple of my spiritual finance people. The parable of the talent, there's different parables. Parable of the talents is actually financial. And it's every single talent that you have, utilizing God's gifts and being able to multiply them. I have actually been able to dive deep into the translating of that on many, many occasions throughout the years. And one of them was my financial coach that I coached with for 15 years. And that woman, her name is Danny Johnson. And if you're not familiar with her, I really encourage you to look her up. Highly encourage you to look her up. That is one thing that she has taught on that will help you understand the parable of the talents is actually financial and what we do to invest the money that we have instead of to just throw it by the wayside and not allow it and bury it. But anyway, and that's okay. There's a lot of different ways that people interpret the Bible. And I think that we need to ask for wisdom and discernment and clarity and all of that clarification that goes along with it when we are in our walk with, and especially a spiritual aspect of finances. But anyway, and a spiritual aspect of every area of our lives. Let's be honest, let's be real. And that's the problem. I think a lot of what's going on right now is that people are interpreting the Bible differently than what it really means. Which is why I even like the church that I go to too, because it's very prophetic and he is very full of wisdom on what things mean. But again, I work with a coach who is extremely spiritual and knows how to break down the Bible and has studied that thing, not just read it from cover to cover over 100 times in her life. Okay, no joke, but studied it and broke things down and what everything means and meant in, what everything means in the Bible. And that those are people that I learn from, that have read it from cover to cover and have studied certain areas of the Bible. And she was my coach, like I said, for 15 years. And that is one person that I will always look up to. And then I got confirmations even after that from other coaches that have done the same thing. So we have to just be mindful who we learn from. Just wanted to throw that out there. But other than that, it is about 42 minutes, almost 43 minutes in. I love you guys. I pray for you guys every single day. If you want more information about what it is that I do, go to my website at findyourpurposeandshine.com. Helping people get over their fears, find their confidence, to thrive in every area of their life, and really to really find what their purpose is that lies deep within themselves. Okay. But other than that, I will see you guys back here Monday morning at 8 a.m. You guys have an incredible weekend. And for those of you who will be joining the Freedom and Liberty Fest in Lebanon County, I look forward to seeing you there. And I will talk to you guys very soon. Have a blessed weekend. And God bless you guys. Bye-bye for now.